here is my pile that I did by hand with the wheelbarrow. And here's Joe's pile that he did with the excavator. If you had to guess who broke a sweat and who didn't. All right, there they are. A spalded maple. Usually maple doesn't have a whole lot of grain. It's not very interesting, but when you get a spalded one, which just, it had a fungus at one point.
All right, here's kind of a midstream look. It's been wet. Still check engine lights still coming on.
All right, well, it's time to harvest the shingles in the garden. Looks like a good crop. I sure hope I don't find a tire. You know, at least there's one nice thing in this garden. A very mature clematis. That's very pretty. And yes, I'm gonna let that keep growing and spreading. Alright, well, that took a couple hours. I had to hand sift through all of this. I found spikes from the landscape fabric and other sort of goodies, so I'm gonna have to go through here with the metal detector just to make sure I got everything.
All right, if you missed it on our last weekend update, yeah, we needed the excavator. Look at all this carpet and shingles and all this garbage in there. So that's kind of what happened on the last weekend. So let's get back to Mother's Day weekend.
But it should be ready for him to till. And yeah, you know, when we first were working on it, neither of us thought to just open up one end so we can bring a tractor in here. But thanks to the comments, helped us realize, duh. So next up, like I said, I'm going to just metal detect, and then we can get it tilled. And then I'm going to get some topsoil put in here too. Then it might actually be a garden instead of a shingle cemetery, I guess. All right, so here is my pile that I did by hand with the wheelbarrow. And here's Joe's pile that he did with the excavator. Now, if you had to guess who broke a sweat and who didn't, what would you guess?
All right, happy Friday, a mid-Friday update. I got Ralph out there bush hogging. He's bush hogging my micro plots and some of the future corn plots. Finally, the sun has come out. We're gonna have to get a dumpster between this pile from her garden and this barn needs to get cleaned out. We're gonna need a dumpster, but she finally opened the end up. So I'm gonna till all this for her maybe this weekend. She got all that asphalt pieces out of here. So we might add a little bit of dirt, but I'm gonna back the tractor and till it. We got more trees down in here. This morning I picked the little stuff with the excavator. So ready to go back at it with the high lifter. Keep making progress this way, but big day. And I'm disking the 3-acre. I'm almost done. I had to make a phone call, so I'm on the second pass. I only got a couple left, and then that will be ready for the fertilizer buggy, just like them north fields. So hopefully next week we can get going on these plots. All right, here's kind of a midstream look. It's been wet, so I hopped on the excavator today and plucked all the little stuff, all the stuff over here next to my equipment. It's all piled in the middle mostly. Start slicking this off and keep expanding. But we're doing food plots, bush hogging a little today. I gotta go pick rocks maybe for a little bit. I can't do any groundwork, it's too wet really, but it's supposed to be 70 and sunny today, so I guess we'll take that. This one, we're cutting it a little bit higher because I did put a bunch of clover and chicory in there. I'll take a look at it, but at least half of this I'm going to do in corn and beans by the house. Having them cut that wheat and that just a little bit high, or at least it was this left half I wanted a little higher. All right, so Sharon has been a busy girl for sure. She's rehabbing the master bathroom in her room, and it has had 2 sinks. So you see she did a wall mural here in the back, and then I'm gonna put the next segment in where she went in to visit a retired guy with a sawmill in Rolla, and she bought some wood that she's going to use for this bathroom countertop. So we will take a look at that quick, but she's, you know, about halfway done with this bathroom rehab project. But man, I wish I had that girl's energy. Oh, if I could bottle that somehow, look out. All right, let's see what she ended up buying from the retired guy.
All right, well, I decided for the bathroom vanity to go ahead and do some kind of live edge. And so I just got back from a local sawmill. Super nice. Retired guy just does this on the side. So I'm going to get this offloaded and I'll show you a little bit up closer. All right, there they are. So the 2 on the right here are oak, and I'm going to use these for a different project. But all of these over here are spalded maple, and you can see all of the beautiful colors and the grains. Usually maple doesn't have a whole lot of grain. It's not very interesting, but when you get a spalded one, which just it had a fungus at one point, it creates some beautiful, unique colors and designs. So I got an assortment. I'm going to end up using 2 of them and probably have to put some resin in between, but that's okay. You can see a couple of them, they're still a little bit wet because they were laying on a pile. So they need to be dried out for a while. But they are gonna be beautiful. Can't wait to use them. I gotta be patient and let them dry. So I gotta get them out of the sun here and get them stacked and let them dry. Look at that one. I thought that was pretty cool. All cool.
All right, another thing Sharon was doing on one of her side-by-side rides is decorating the farm. She loves doing this. All of our farms, we put these signs around the trails. Some of it's kind of fun, but I've had some weird things happen here on this 600-acre Missouri farm, and we are very remote. But anyways, just making it our own. All right, working on this 3-acre brand new opening. This is all wheat and oats in here just to help build the soil a little bit. I'm gonna put this in corn and bean mix. Trying to get the first pass done anyway so I can rocks in here, but I did pick it a few times, and it's all breaking down nicely. Really nice dirt in here, really nice, dark for being out in ridges and hill country with all the scrubby trees. It's real nice dirt. 300 hours on the RX. Just passed it. Second pass, now some magic's starting to happen. Still check engine lights still coming on, and that filter, now I gotta drain it again. Just drained it about 3-4 hours prior, not today, but a different day. I don't know, man, there's still junk in my system where I got bad fuel, but I'm just about back. It's got me in limp mode anyways. So I'll drain that fuel filter once more and get it primed ready for next use. At least it ain't like totally shut me down. As soon as I drain it, go out and drain that, it'll work fine then for a while. Whew, whoa, that was a rough field, man. Wow, but I'm glad I'm done. Look at how pretty this thing looks. Let me show you why it's so rough. It's got a lot of these big root chunks left, and then on this side a lot of big rocks. But man, this is really nice dirt. And just think about it, 8 months ago, only 8 months ago, this was that. And now, I mean, you saw it was a nice green with weed on it, but it's going to be even nicer now with corn and beans if Mother Nature kicks in for me. But it was literally this 8 months ago, so I mean, that's a gigantic change in one year, less than 1 year. Got to put a stand on this one this year. One lucky hunter might be hanging around here. Good stuff. Beautiful weekend day. All right, here's a look at half of my house plot. This I worked up last fall for an overflow. I planted wheat, rye, and oats in these 3 strips. And of course there's probably weed in there, you know, fescue also. But that's 2 passes with the disc. Now I'm going to change the angle and put the drag behind it again and try and get it worked up a little better yet.